Welcome back. It's another edition of Talking Crypto. I'm Jamel. You know we got to get into it today, man. We're talking about the Pi test wallets. Highly anticipated. A lot of people been looking into it, trying to see what it is, how do they get it, what do you do, what does it look like, how do we do all this stuff. I got all the answers for you. If you're just here to see that 200 Pi transaction, I'm going to link the timestamp down in the description for you. You go ahead and get your fix. For everybody else that's staying, one, shout out to you. I appreciate it. Number two, hit that like button for me for the YouTube algorithm. You know what I'm saying. And three, let's get into it. All right, so a couple days ago, out of nowhere, the Pi Core team hits us up, lets us know that we're going to get these Pi test wallets for about 10,000 nodes that are KYC verified to try it out. Lo and behold, I'm one of those 1 in 10,000 plus, so I was a lucky little guy. I get to try it out. I'm going to show you guys what it's all about, from opening the wallet to entering the wallet to checking the history to sending Pi to receiving Pi. All of that stuff, man. I'm going to go in depth about how I did it. I'm going to show how I went into the chats and just was meeting different people, and we were just exchanging our PKs and, well, public keys. That's another thing. They call it the security key instead of the private key. So a security key and a public key. So if I say PK, I'm referring to a public key, not a private key, as would be the usual jargon when you're speaking crypto. So just a heads up with that. Don't get too confused. But yeah, I'm gonna go through everything we need to know. Gonna see it. The UI is simple, super simple to use right now. And that's all they're worried about. They just want to make sure that it functions right. They're not too worried about how it looks yet. Once we get it on the mobile app, then we'll see, might be a little bit prettier, a little bit more streamlined. But for now, as long as it functions the way it needs to, then we're good to go. So the story is, I started messaging this guy in the test wallet chat, and he was trying to build up 200 Pi so he can send the 200 Pi transaction. So I told him that I would send him 79 Pi because I had 99 in my test wallet, but you can't go under 20. So I told him that I'd send him the 79 to help him reach 200 if he'd be able to send me the 200 so that I could just record the transaction coming in, and that I would just send it right back to him after we did it. So he agreed to that. So this is me just sending him the 79 Pi. After I send him the 79, he lets me know in the chat that he sent out the 200 Pi and the transaction only took him 1 second to send over. So just letting him know that I was going to go out and check it in my wallet just to make sure it came through on my end as well. And as you can see, there it is, 220 Pi. The details from his public address to my public address, 200 test Pi, March 8th, 2021, 3:38 standard time. So then I just go back to go send him, copied his address, sent it back right back to him. Minimum fee of 0.01 Pi. And let's see how long this takes to send back. Pretty quick, less than about 4 seconds. And you can see that it's already gone from my account. Check the history, there it is. 200 Pi received and then sent back 5 minutes later. From my wallet to his wallet, another 200 Pi. Pretty quick transaction. Good to see. Effortless. So I go back into the chat just to let him know that I've sent it out to him. and he can go back and check. And he must have already been typing before I was even starting to type to let me know that he got it. So as you can see here, he got the 200 pi. Then the time it took me to just send it and get back to the chat, he had already noticed that he received it. So instant transfer. It's pretty close to instant, I guess. So this is a screenshot of the transaction breakdown from when he sent over the 200 pi. You can see the first 4 characters of his public key, and then it says pay 200 pi to the first 4 letters of my public key. And then we have the ledger here, which stores the complete breakdown of the transaction. So it has the time, the date, and then the hash, the previous hash, shows that the operation was successful. And then down here a little bit more, you'll see the total coins is 100 billion pi, which is just the set number for the test net. Doesn't mean that that's what the actual supply is going to be. We're all praying that that's not the actual supply, because that is a lot of coins. And, you know, the less the better, because the more scarce it's going to be. Obviously, there's going to be a lot, because this is supposed to be like a used coin. It's not supposed to be a coin you just hold like Bitcoin. It's supposed to be used for transactions on day-to-day, you know, minute-to-minute business type of deals. So we'll see how that goes. And then down here all the way at the bottom, we have the transaction number again, and it shows that that was an hour ago when I screenshotted this from when the transaction actually took place. And here's just a couple of screenshots where you can see that I sent the 200 pi back over to him, got the first 4 characters of my public key, sending pi to the first 4 characters of his public key. And then the ledger, of course. This is just a look and a breakdown of my transaction history, so you can just get a feel for what it's gonna look like in your wallet, showing what you've sent, what you've received. And the green is what you received, the red is what you have sent out. Here I'm just going to show myself sending a couple of test transactions to some random user that I had talked to in the chat. Again, they had put out their public key, so I just decided to send over some pi just for some testing. Hopefully once they release the actual wallet, we'll be able to have like a little memo area where we can say, you know, this pi is for whatever reason. And then also we'll be able to save the public keys as a username or like a whatever, just a contact name or something, so it's easy to find it, or you can just search up somebody that you've been using. As you can see, to me, that was a pretty long transaction. That was probably the longest one that I experienced while doing this. So, I mean, it still was about 7 seconds or so, under 10 seconds, so that's great. This one, just sending another random 4 plus pi just to test the time on this. And as you can see, this one kind of took a little second too. Both of these smaller transactions actually took longer than that 200 pi transaction, so that was kind of weird to me, but cool at the same time. If anybody's out there sent more than 200 pi or received more than 200 pi, come on, man. Don't be stingy. We need them screenshots. We're trying to see what the biggest test transactions are. This was the biggest one I was able to find and get a hold of, so I made sure to record it, and I just wanted to show it off to the community. Get a little bit of bragging rights in there too, you know, but I'm sure some whales have found a way to outdo me by a whole lot. So show it off if you guys got it. I'm down to see it. So yeah, that wraps up the basics of this Pi wallet and what it looks like, how to use it. Comment down below what kind of questions you guys might have, or what do you like or don't like about it, and how do you think it's going to be implemented into the mobile app. How we're going to get this thing rolling. Hopefully they have some big updates for us next week on Pi Day, and we can start to get this project rolling and get the marketplace set up soon, the ecosystem, and be on the road to mainnet. So we'll see how it goes. I've been enjoying it so far. Like I said, this is a big jump into this project. This is what we needed to see. We just got to continue to keep building on it. And us as a community, we got to be behind the core team and just help them out where we can, even if it's just giving some feedback or giving them more ideas. We can let them know that, you know, we're here and we got their back. So, like always, until the next time, man, nos vemos. Thanks for checking it out. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you on the next one.